Waiting on Brandon right now. He's going to come pick me up with his truck and trailer. My truck is having just a buttload of problems right now, so it's been in and out of the shop the last couple of weeks. Like Guilty of Treason said, something breaks every day. Literally, it's how it is owning a business. But sitting here waiting with all my stuff. Going to do some Cobra cabling today, but I just feel like I'm Billy Madison, just fucking waiting around for the school bus again as a grown adult. Oh, back to school.
Back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool. I got my lunch packed up, my boots.
Hey, thanks for the ride. No problem. Right, here we are. Beautiful little deck, beautiful little string lights everywhere. And there's our compromised ash limb. We're going to be doing a lot of work around it, taking some weight reduction off of it to reduce the load, and then do some cabling. We'll cable it back to this branch over here. Rig down a few pieces. Nothing crazy, but straightforward. Some rigging. All right, so we're going to be doing some cabling. Usually I like to start off on the ground instead of doing all of it up top. You know, this is a Cobra 2T, so that means it's good for 2 tons. So you want to get, at least you want to get one end going right before you get up there, just so you have it ready to go around the limb, and then you can just hop to the next side and get going. So what you start with is one of these bad boys. This is the part that actually goes around the limb like this. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of want to look up in the tree, gauge kind of where you're going to put it, and then gauge the size that you need, because it's kind of, a lot of this is kind of guessing at first, and then once you get it all set together is when you kind of adjust it into place. But you know, because you want your part that's going to be around the limb, and then you want to leave some slack because the end of it needs to come back, go back through itself, and then leave some slacks for like future adjustment. So now we're going to get this in here like this, like so, and then we'll be back. All right, so we got that all woven in there. You know, it's kind of like I'll show you once we're up in the tree a little more detailed how I get in there, but you know, it's like a Chinese finger trap. But you know, I left myself enough slack to work with on the end here when I'm up in the tree. So then the next thing you want to do, it comes with this fabric. Get this needle out. And this is what will actually go, this will go on the outside of the actual Cobra cable here. And that way, so you're not just getting this rubbing up right up against the limb. You know, it kind of has a little more protection against the tree. It kind of helps the cabling and it helps the tree, so it helps both of them. So you kind of want to get, you'll get both your pieces cut. So I'll cut 2 pieces after this, and I'm not going to put it on yet because it'll just slide right off. But I'll cut 2 pieces, throw them in my pocket, climb up in there, bring this other piece with me, and then a couple other pieces, you know, the knife of course, and then some end pieces so I can, I'll show you guys when I'm up there, but we'll get up in the tree. All right guys, so we're up in here. Got our tie-in right there. Got our block set up. Standing in the compromised limb. We're gonna be doing some little rigging, you know, taking some of this weight out. We'll see how much we take out. Don't want to take too much out, but you know, nothing too big, but we're just gonna be rigging them down because there's a lot of different types of landscaping and structures beneath us, so better safe than sorry. You know, you'd be surprised a little freaking branch this big can put a hole through there if it spears it. So we'll get some of this cut out of here, and then we'll get this tree cabled. All right, this little guy first. All right, here comes a bigger one. All right, use my handsaw on this just because it's, huh? You ready? All right, 3 for 1 special. You got 3. No. Oh, it's stuck in that crotch, damn it. There we go. All right, final one. What the hell? Let's keep dying on this. All right, so now I got that end. I don't know if you can see it. I got that end on up there. I didn't record it because it was just an awkward position, but that side was all basically already set up from the ground, but I'll show you exactly what I did on that side, on this side. So once you get to this end, I don't know if you can see it. See, this is the crotch we're going with right here. You want to stretch it all the way out, get it to the crotch, and then that's where you'll start to insert this piece. And so basically with this, it's kind of weird going left-handed, but are you in frame? Let's see, yeah. It's like a Chinese finger trap. So you have to push it together like this to open it up. And then that's how you can allow this to go in there. So you open it up. It's kind of hard at first. You get the hang of it after a while. Because you open it, squeeze it together, and then with these two fingers, you pinch the tip, and then you slide it on like this. And so you're gonna keep doing that. Go down, grab a bite, pinch it together. Sometimes it wants to flex on you. Grab the tip, squeeze it down. Rinse and repeat. Wax on, wax off. Just like that. And you see, you're gonna keep doing that for the whole entirety of the thing. So it is a little time consuming, but that's the way I know of it. The better you get at it, the better you get at taking bigger bites. Because it is kind of harder. It's harder than it looks. Sometimes this stuff just doesn't want to cooperate. So I'm gonna take a pretty big bite like this. Keep squeezing it with this fingers now on this side. And then I'll pinch the tip with this. And then sometimes you gotta work this onto there. And see, like now we're about halfway. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and then I'll show you the next step after that. See, once I got it in there, you'll get it up around your limb, and you'll see I have to do some adjusting because it's too far to the right. So I have to go back into here, and now within, do it from this side and shift all this down the line. Once you get it to where you like it and where you can get it nice and tight and it'll look good, that's exactly where I want it. Then you measure out your tail end here. You want to give yourself some distance where you're going to weave it into here, and then give yourself some distance when it pops out, some little bit of slack, so later in life, if you need to do some adjustment, you have some rope to work with. So I'm gonna grab it right here, and that's about where we'll cut it. Get out my knife. What's up? Really? Yeah. He was saying there was a little baby woodpecker started pecking at my line because of the pretty colors. You said a woodpecker?
Yeah, it was a baby woodpecker. Or like a hummingbird
Or a hummingbird, yeah.
landed on your line, so I was like, oh, that's cool. And it starts like, its head.
That's funny. All right, then you'll get this piece right here. Get it on there. Get it melted on. This kind of helps just keep everything in check. What it basically does is you're lighting it and it shrinks around the cable. is the idea here. It's a little windy right now though. It's kind of hard to hold it and shelter it. Just like that. Now I got a hot ass lighter. Alright, don't catch my pocket on fire now. Alright, before I weave it in, don't want to forget this. This is what goes around the actual tree trunk, tree limb itself. As just another added layer of protection. I'll go on this first part that you weaved onto there, just like that, just like so. Back up around the limb, just like so. Looking good. Find the end of it. That's where you'll start your weave in process. Same thing, just like the Chinese finger trap. Get it, pinch it close. It's kind of harder because you're trying to keep it tight too. You don't have to keep it too tight because you can kind of tighten it at the end though. But this tends to like to get caught up on the crap more. There we go. Get it nice and tight. And then right where you pop out of this thing is right where you want to try to weave it back into. Just kind of hold it, push it. Just like that. I'll take you connected onto that branch, all the way up, connected to that branch. That should be good. And there's actually, I came to realize there's a rubber, there's usually a rubber insert that you put right here in the middle. It kind of just helps shock absorb. But it didn't come in my box, or I just somehow took it out maybe. Anyways, I'll have to get one. And then when I inspect this, I like to inspect it after a couple weeks because sometimes they will adjust themselves and kind of sag. So I'll come back in a couple weeks and adjust it, and then at that point I'll come and throw in the rubber insert. But yeah, this is Cobra cabling. It's synthetic material. It's good for trees. You know, you're not drilling into it. It's good for the tree health, and it's good for stabilization. It'll help keep the trees stable, but it will also allow natural movement within the canopy when it's like windy and whatnot. So it's not just a hard brace that will fight against it, you know. So it'll work with the tree as well as keeping it safe. These usually work pretty well. You know, I haven't had any fail. The only time I've ever had one fail is when, and this is the other downside of it, is I had a squirrel just chew through it, so I had to go up and replace one. But other than that, really good for tree health and limb management, and you know, just doing some good old cabling. But that about does it. I got a little more. I got to clean up that stub. Sometimes I'll leave stubs and I don't show in the videos, but I always clean up my stubs on the way down, of course, or whatever deadwood or hangers I leave. But that should be about it. There's Brandon. Thanks for the help today, Brandon. Quick little video for you guys. You know, still same thing. I've been busy. Work has been busy, but also slow. This is like the slowest spring/summer I think I've ever experienced, and I've been seeing online that I'm not the only one. So it's probably just a fucked up economy or whatever. But hopefully things pick up, and we get some more video opportunities. I can get some videos for you. We want to get Brandon up in the tree, so if we get a good medium-sized climb removal, we'll get Brandon up in the tree. But until then, peace out. See ya. So I was actually, a note to add, I was editing and I realized I didn't mention it, and it's probably good to mention. You'll realize that I did the pruning first before I did the cabling, you know, and that makes sense because you don't want to go and do the cable job and then prune the whole limb, and then the limb will adjust, and it will adjust your whole cable job, and it'll make it slack or tighten, or, you know, it'll just move around. So make sure you're doing the cuts on the limb first before you're doing the cable job. That's just one rule of thumb there.
Yeah, thank you guys again for watching the video.